Thanks to archaeology, we now know that humankind is not the first and will not be the last life form on this planet. It has also challenged our intellect with its many mysteries. Sometimes, archaeology seems like a criminal investigation that looks back into the past. Today, we'll tell you all about the fantastic archaeological finds from the dusty dunes of Egypt that have left us with more questions than answers. The Screaming Mummy. Scientists unraveled the secret behind a mummy of a screaming woman discovered in the royal tomb in Deir el-Bahri, Egypt. A research team used computed tomography to analyze the mysterious mummy of this screaming woman. The computed tomography found widespread atherosclerosis deposits of fatty plaques in the blood vessels. The results from this process show that this alleged Egyptian princess died of a heart attack about 3,000 years ago. Her history can be traced back to 1881, when the secret mass burial of Deir el-Bahri was discovered near the city of Luxor. In this location, priests of the 21st and 22nd dynasties used to hide the mummies of the royal families from looters. This special mummy was found in this tomb. She was buried in an unnatural position. Her head was turned to the side. Her face was distorted by a grimace of what seemed to be a horror of pain, with her mouth wide open. Scientists believe that she was not found until rigor mortis had set in, and her jaw, which might have fallen open at the point of death, was frozen open forever. Scientists believe that this body was preserved in the same position it was found at the time of death, but the identity of this mysterious princess is being debated. There were inscriptions in ancient Egyptian on the linen bandages wrapped around the mummy. The inscriptions read, "Royal daughter, royal sister, Meritamen." Even with these inscriptions, the mummy is considered unknown because many Egyptian princesses have that name. This isn't the only mysterious mummy discovered in ancient Egypt. The next one is even more mysterious and disturbing. The mysterious twin mummies. Some time ago, the Egyptians showed the world the mummies of two babies retrieved from the tomb of Tutankhamun. They were discovered back in 1922 during the famous excavations under the supervision of Howard Carter and Lord Carnarvon. But for some mysterious reason, the mysterious discovery of these mummies was kept a secret. Both mummies were premature baby girls. One is 30 centimeters long, while the other is 38.5. Looking at their size, these babies were about 7 months old, but one seems to have developed more than the other. During mummification, the brain is usually removed, but in this case, it was preserved. The babies were covered with burial masks and are estimated to be about 3,000 years old. Scientists believe these two mummies found in the tomb of Tutankhamun were his daughters, but this theory still lacks credible evidence. The first Roman mummy. This discovery was made in Western Egypt in 2010. A sarcophagus different from those previously found was discovered. Inside the sarcophagus was the body of a woman buried during Roman rule. The drawings on the lid of the sarcophagus are Roman, and not like those of Egyptian beliefs. The mummy was dressed richly, but without symbols indicating her origin. Scientists have theorized this could be the first Roman mummy. Research is still going on, and hopefully, we will know more about this mummy. The Mystery Headgear. Head cones are a conical ornament worn on top of the head in ancient Egypt. They were often depicted in images and drawings, but they didn't become archaeological evidence until 2019. Historians have tried to figure out what these cones were for a long time. It was believed that these head cones were some sort of halo that depicted the sanctity of the person wearing it. An archaeologist group unearthed some ancient Egyptian mummies with some of these unusual cones in the ancient Egyptian city of Akhenaten. 2 mummies were discovered, assumed to be poor citizens. One burial site had been looted a long time ago, but the other was well preserved. Researchers date the burial dates of these mummies to about 3,300 years ago. Analysis of the head cones shows that they were made with beeswax and covered with fabric on the inside. There are theories about Egyptians wearing these head cones for spiritual cleansing as the beeswax melted. Historians also believe that these cones depicted a person's high social status or holiness. The discovered mummies were not wealthy people, and these theories are not validated. There are still many mysteries surrounding this weird headgear. The Plague of Cybrian. This plague was witnessed by a Christian writer who documented and described what it looked like. The agent of the plague is not known, but experts suspect that it could have been viral hemorrhagic fever, like filoviruses, like the Ebola virus. This plague happened in the middle of the 3rd century in the Roman Empire. It broke in Ethiopia at the time of Easter. From there, the infection spread to Egypt, Greece, then Rome. This plague spread to most of the provinces and continued for decades. The Plague of Cybrian was named after the Christian bishop of Carthage, Saint Cyprian. In his essay, De Mortalitate, he describes the symptoms of the plague. In the recent decade, the Egyptian city of Luxor has been conducting active excavations to find the lost golden city. Archaeologists discovered mummies densely covered in lime and must have been from the 3rd century. They claimed that these mummies seem to have been buried in haste, with half of the burial rituals neglected. This indicates that these mummies might have been victims of this plague. The question of whether these mummies should be disentombed lies in the air, as we don't know what that would entail. The Ark of the Covenant. This was bound to show up sooner or later. During the excavations near the modern-day Israeli city of Beit Shemesh, researchers from Tel Aviv University discovered a temple that's 3,100 years old. This temple is believed to have housed the famous Ark of the Covenant from the Holy Bible. In the center of the building, a large flat stone was found. Because of this stone, archaeologists believe that this stone may have housed the famous Ark. According to the Bible, the Ark is the most sacred relic of the Jewish people, only to be touched by select people. The Ark is believed to be a box containing the stone tablets upon which Moses wrote the 10 Commandments on Mount Sinai. The stone discovered has a regular shape and looks like it has been worked on. Archaeologists say that it is strikingly similar to the mythical stone described in the first book of Samuel. The temple where this stone was found is dated around the 12th century BC. Its walls are stronger than the walls of residential buildings, and it was located away from all other houses, solidifying the fact that it was a house of worship. The entrance of this building was facing the rising sun, which adds more credit to the theories surrounding it. The oldest village. An ancient Neolithic Egyptian village has been discovered in the Nile Delta. It was discovered in Tel Asmara, about 140 kilometers from Cairo. At the excavation site, ceramic utensils and stone tools were discovered. Several pits with many animal and plant remains were also discovered. The analysis of the organic material discovered will help scientists know more about the people who lived in the region and the origins of agriculture and farming in Egypt. Scientists believe that the farmers in this village depended heavily on rain. This research could help them identify how irrigation originated and developed, an important farming activity in the Nile Delta. Artifacts found at the excavation site place the appearance of the first settlement in the area to the late 5th millennium BC, which is 2.5 thousand years, which is 2,500 years before the first pyramid was built. The Perfect Sarcophagi. In 2020, another crypt with intact sarcophagi was discovered in the ancient necropolis of Saqqara, 30 kilometers south of Cairo. The crypt contained 30 intact and sealed coffins made in the shape of the human body. Each coffin was covered with shapes and inscriptions. These sarcophagi were found in a mine measuring 11 meters deep. Further excavations led to the discovery of 2 more similar mines, 10 and 12 meters deep, respectively. These mines were packed with intact, sealed sarcophagi stacked on each other. This suggests that these bodies were moved from other locations back in ancient times. This isn't an uncommon occurrence, as priests moved the coffins of nobility to secret hiding places so they wouldn't be looted. These sarcophagi are so well preserved that some of them still maintain their original colors, and they are dated to be about 2,500 years old.